Girl, today I want to talk about some money habits you should be cultivating in your 20s whilst I do my makeup. Because guess what? I'm 29, and if there's anything that I wish somebody told me earlier, it would be that though how much money you make is important, it is not as important as what you do with that money and how you manage it, okay? And that is why cultivating good money habits in your early 20s is so important, because there are people we see online who seem like they have it all together and they look rich, but they go behind the scenes and they cry because they put themselves into debt through their habit. One of the biggest flexes you can have in the 20s is not looking rich, it is being financially calm, okay? Because a lot of people put this pressure on themselves to upgrade their lives anytime they get new income. They get a little salary raise, and all of a sudden, everything that they used to have no longer feels enough. Now, living below your means does not mean that you should punish yourself. No, it means you leave room for yourself to breathe, okay? It means you do not squander everything you make. You leave some for emergencies, you leave some to save, you leave some to invest. Your living expenses do not take majority of your paycheck because you do that intentionally. Now, social media makes it difficult for you to feel okay if you start living below your means, okay? They make financial stability look boring because you're not trying to flex. But that is actually you choosing peace. You choose to sleep peacefully at night because you know that when emergencies come, you can handle them. You choose to build a life that you can sustain. The next habit you want to cultivate is almost like the first one, which is for you to not try to look successful. Look, if you don't take care, yeah, your peers might make you look like you're not even living. They'll make you look like you never started living yet because they start posting all this luxury stuff. They buy things to increase their status, and you start questioning yourself. But that you're not trying to look successful doesn't mean that you're broke, because looking rich and actually being rich are two different things. Your 20s is where you build silently, whilst other people are trying to look successful. Girl, you put your money where it will grow. Next habit is the habit of always having an emergency fund. Girl, before you build your aesthetic, make sure that you build your emergency fund. So life can get messy so fast, and if you have no backup plan financially, girl, everything comes crashing. I realized that the only time that problems seem to weigh heavily on me and make me very emotional are the times that I have no emergency fund. There are the times that I don't have any backup plan. There are the times that I don't know where the money is going to come from. Now, your emergency fund is about 6 months of your living expenses placed in a high yield interest account, kept safely for you, okay? So that when life happens, girl, you can have options. Because if you have a backup plan financially, girl, you can decide to not take nonsense. You can decide to walk away from situations that do not serve you. You would not sit uncomfortably and tolerate something just because you are broke, because you know you have an emergency fund. Next habit is the habit of always learning a skill, okay? Never sit idle. Always learn a skill that can make you money. Now, your job cannot be your only source of income. Your job is good, but if it is the only source of income you have, go in the long run, it cannot sustain you. Now, there are so many digital skills you can learn online, and what makes it even more great is that there are free platforms. You can learn anything you want on YouTube, and your first side income is not going to be glamorous. It's not going to make you rich, but if you have something that can take care of petty bills, girl, that money that could have gone to those bills can be set aside. If you're making extra $200 from somewhere every month, that can take care of some utility. Okay, for me, that can take care of my entire feeding for the month. You understand? You should always have a skill that you can monetize, because you can even lose your job and you need to have a backup plan. The next habit you need to cultivate in your 20s is a habit of controlling your emotional spending. Girl, this is a conversation that a lot of people avoid. Now, if we learn how to handle our emotions, girl, a lot of people will not go broke, okay? Because most people shop when they are sad, they shop when they are depressed, they shop when they should have called a friend for emotional comfort. And I used to have this problem too. I shop anytime I was sad. I didn't care where the money was going to come from. I will reach into that coffers, get the money and buy myself something. But at the end of the day, buying that thing will not even take your problems away, okay? Spending money feels good, I admit that. But if you find yourself constantly getting sad, what you should be asking yourself is, what is it that I'm doing? What situations am I putting myself in that keeps getting me constantly sad, okay? Solve the problem from the root and do not try to mask it up with spending. The next habit I want you to cultivate in your 20s is the habit of investing in your knowledge. Girl, there's a saying in education that no knowledge is ever wasted. You can never waste any knowledge. And that is why in your 20s, you should be aggressively investing in your knowledge. And whatever you learn doesn't even have to be related to the field in which you are. Go learn about every single thing. Learn about businesses, learn history, learn how people and systems work, okay? Because that is going to affect how you carry yourself. That is going to affect how you think. That is going to affect the opportunities that you avail yourself to. That is going to affect how you show up to people. Investing in your knowledge is going to increase your standards, okay? You start holding yourself to higher standards. And where other people see stress, you are going to start seeing opportunities. And frankly speaking, the only way you're going to get a better life and financial stability is by upgrading your mindset constantly. And sometimes one book is going to change your entire trajectory, okay? Not because it magically makes you rich, but it is going to change how you think. And once you change how you think, the way you approach situations change completely. Next habit is the habit of doing it now, okay? Girl, stop saying that you're going to wait till you get more money before you start saving. Because guess what? You will never get more money. Because the more money you make, the more responsibilities you would have to foot. And if you cannot manage small money, girl, you will struggle even if you make all the money in the world. You are not going to get suddenly disciplined just because you start making more, okay? If you cannot manage 5,000 cities, girl, you can equally not manage 500 million. Next habit might come as a shock to some people, but it is so important. And that is your relationships, girl. You should have the habit of auditing every relationship. Before you get into a relationship with a friend, a lover, whoever, whatever relationship you go, ask yourself, how is it going to affect me financially? Because the people that you hang out with will determine how you spend your money, okay? If they start pressuring you to do things that you don't want to do because you're trying to save, girl, a time will come where you cannot say no. If everybody around you is living large, spending a lot of money, spending emotionally, girl, it's going to be hard for you to say no. And like they say, iron sharpens iron. You are going to slowly become like them. If they are reckless with money, girl, you are equally going to become reckless with money. Being in the wrong relationships and wrong environment is going to make you spend irresponsibly. I bet you, okay? If they are not mature emotionally to handle things and they have to shop, girl, you are going to become like them, okay? And so choose to be mature. Choose to say no. Choose to take yourself away from relationships and situations that force you to not go according to your plan. Next habit is getting used to not living in struggle, girl. Because some of us grew up in struggle, it is so hard for us to let go of that struggle mentality. And even if you grew up having less of everything, girl, it is time for you, okay, to take your life into your own hands and tell yourself that I am not going to believe in scarcity. I am going to think abundantly in every situation. You might have grown up poor, but girl, that is not a death sentence. That is not a life sentence, okay? You are allowed to change the way you think about money. And so choose to think abundantly about money every single time. Choose to believe that you can get money if you want to. Choose to believe that every venture that you go into is going to excel. Next habit is the habit of choosing to build a life that you enjoy every single day. Girl, I know, I just asked you to not live above your means, okay? But if you make money, you should enjoy some of it, okay? If you make money, you should equally enjoy some of it. Living below your means doesn't mean that you should wait till you become Dangote before you enjoy yourself. Girl, make time for fun, okay? Set aside money in your budget for fun. For me, I have money for fun, and every once in a while I go out and then I take care of myself. I buy myself whatever I want. I took myself out last Sunday and I got bubbles. Okay, it's funny, I know. I got bubbles. I got me ice cream. I got me a couple of things. The last time I got myself a very nice perfume for my birthday, not because I was trying to be extravagant. No, I made place in my budget for those things. Okay, if you're trying to live below your means, and so you try to hold yourself, like make everything so tight, you're gonna get tired very soon. Okay, you get tired very soon. And by the time you realize your decision to become financially stable is going to feel like a prison. And once something starts feeling frustrating, girl, you may end up quitting. So I'm unfortunately still not done with Maker Girl. But one thing I want you to know is that you might not be able to figure out everything in your 20s. But once you build habits and systems that allow you to put certain monies at certain places, girl, you are sorted, okay? It's going to be a slow pace. It might be a huge fast pace. Whatever pace it is, and make sure that you have systems in place. Make sure that you have habits that ground you. I hope this video helped you. If it did, girl, give me a like, okay, because that helps the channel to spread to other people. Thanks for watching, and to see you next time. Take care of yourself.